Now, 800 CHAB presents Ask the Expert. Here's Rob Carnie.
So you've got yourself a boat and you're ready for summer. There's a little more to it than just putting the boat on the trailer and driving it out to the lake. Greg Marcyniuk, Heritage Insurance, here to tell us all about it. First of all, you got to be insured. And secondly, Greg, there's some tips that you want to share with new boaters today.
That's correct, Rob. These are just, if you're a rookie boat owner, and believe me, I've been boating all my life, so fortunately I'm out of that category. But I can remember when I first started with my dad sitting on his lap, and been very fortunate that way. But before you head out, first and foremost, you should check the weather and before you go out and hit the water. And once you're out there, make sure you're aware of the surroundings, because storms can come up just unexpectedly and you can be caught there. The other thing is that is frustrating for a lot of other boaters. If you're a new boater, what I do recommend is that you go out and try backing your trailer with the boat in an empty parking lot, so that when you go to the dock where you're unloading it, you're not getting the evil eye, and that way you're feeling a lot better about that. The other big thing is dressing in layers when you're going out in the boat. It might be warm on the land, but I tell you, when you get out on the boat, the wind gets going, that water is cooler, it can be very, very cold. When you're bringing in your boat, you should be very slow when you're docking it. Don't rush it, because either you'll damage your boat or you could damage another boat. And if it's not going that well, back up and redo it again. So there's no big rush. When you're going out packing food for the water, I always say take twice as much as what you think, because when you get out there, you're thirsty with water, and also the kids get a little bit hungrier. Valuables like cell phones, keys, wallets, make sure you have them stowed away, because I've seen it happen where they fall into the drink and, you're there without a cell phone. The other thing, make sure that you tell other people where you're going, so that something happens, you could be in trouble. At least they know where you're going and when you're planning to come back. The other very important, probably the most important thing, is always wear a life jacket. The vast majority of deaths occur from people drowning because they didn't have a life jacket on. The other thing is always carry a first aid on the boat, because you're out in the middle of the water, somebody gets hurt, whether they're skiing, swimming, slices themselves, you just can't take them to the doctor. You have to be the doctor out there. So make sure you have a good first aid kit. The other thing that I recommend is carry a small toolbox on the boat, because you never know when you have some mechanical problems. You could be waiting there hours before, whereas it's something simple that you could have fixed yourself if you have the tools, and whether spark plugs, whatever. Again, you should always check for the hoses on the gas and wiring, make sure there's no leaking at all, and always carry a fire extinguisher, because you never know when a fire may break out.
And be courteous on the water.
That's right. When you're passing other boats, make sure, in order to have got a boat, you've had to take in the boat license. So follow those rules and be respectful.
These tips are available online.
That's correct. Check us out at nohassleiinsurance.ca, or come on down to the corner of First and Fairford Northwest.
And safe boating. Greg Marcyniuk, Heritage Insurance, 800 CHAB's Ask the Expert.
This has been Ask the Expert on 800 CHAB.